What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Shaw. I played 3 years at USC and 3 years at the Ohio State University. In my career, I had 25 starts and 190 tackles. I just want to shout out the multiverso true freshman. Make sure you all tune in and go watch.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estáis? Bienvenidos a Multiverso True Freshman. Yo soy Adrián Fraguas, vuestro True Freshman. Y como veis, hoy tenemos programón. Voy a presentar primero a mi traductor. ¿Qué tal, Bartu? ¿Cómo estás?
Hola, Gabón, buenas noches.
Y bueno, tenemos con nosotros, bienvenido Bryson Shaw, exjugador Ohio State, USC. Es un placer tenerte aquí con nosotros para charlar en la semana de The Game. Michigan, Ohio State, ¿cómo estás y cómo va todo, tío?
So, Bryson, welcome to Multiverso True Freshman. Bryson Shaw, former Ohio State and USC player. It's a pleasure for us to have you during the game week. And first of all, how are you doing and how's everything going?
I'm doing great. I'm really pumped up to be back with Multiverso. Just a great show and love. He's been supporting me and I love what he's doing. So really, really excited to be back here. And yeah, it's a big week, especially for Ohio State guys. With the Michigan game, I mean, this is the biggest game in college football by far, year in and year out. And each year, it feels like it's getting bigger and bigger, and the stakes are getting higher. And once again, you got Ohio State, who's having one of the best seasons of all time, really. And then you got Michigan looking to play spoiler again. So I'm pumped up. It's a good week. It's my favorite week of the year. Rivalry week is my favorite week of the year.
Yeah.
Me too. La mía también, sí. La mía también.
I'm kind of smiling because maybe you are going to hate me because I'm a Michigan fan.
Oh, no, that's okay. Listen, that's okay. That's okay.
So I was talking with
some of my best friends.
Before I was talking with Adri, like, oh, maybe he's gonna hate me because I'm a Michigan fan, but no,
not at all, man. Not at all. That's part of the game.
This is a friendly environment. So,
have you ever had the opportunity to go to a Michigan game in the Big House?
No.
You gotta make that happen one day. Yeah. That is a wild place. That is not an easy place to play. It is definitely something I recommend everybody go see a game there because it's cold, but it's beautiful. Beautiful stadium.
Uh-huh. Bueno, hemos visto que estás poniendo mucho cariño y haciendo diverso contenido de calidad en redes y en tu canal. ¿Dónde podemos seguirte? Nuestros espectadores aquí desde España, ¿no? Haznos un poco de dónde te podemos seguir.
So, Bryson, we have seen that you're putting real effort into it, and you're putting out of all kinds of quality content. Where can the viewers from Spain follow you?
Yeah, so you can follow me I'm on TikTok, Shaw Sports or Bryson Shaw. You can look up my name, and then on YouTube, Shaw Sports Media, and then Bryson Shaw, my name as well. And then Instagram, bshaw2727. And I'm doing some stuff with one of my best friends. He's a linebacker. He played for Ohio State and he played for the Patriots for a little bit. His name's Steel Chambers, and it's the Shaw and Steel Show as well. So that's where you can find me, and I appreciate you shouting out my content and stuff. Thank you.
Sí, es genial, así que recomendamos a todos que vayáis a veros y tal, porque a mí me encanta. Y bueno, estamos en la semana de The Game, Ohio State, Michigan. Tú has jugado este partido tan histórico. ¿Cómo puedes empezar a explicar, para la conversación, para empezar por el principio, cómo puedes explicar a la gente en España cuán grande es esta realidad? ¿Cómo se vive realmente ahí, en Estados Unidos?
So, Bryson, as we mentioned, we are in the game week, Ohio State versus Michigan. You've actually played in this historic matchup, and how can you explain to people in Spain just how big this rivalry really is and what it actually feels like over there?
Yeah, I mean it's like do or die, to be honest with you, especially people from Ohio, people from Michigan. I mean, last year Ohio State, this is how big it is. Last year Ohio State just won the national championship, and I can tell you that the players, the coaches, and the fan base wasn't exactly 100% thrilled with that year because they lost to Michigan. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I think they rather beat Michigan than win the Natty, because that's how big and important this game is. I know that sounds crazy, but it is the truth. I mean, you have when you get on the bus to drive from Ohio to Michigan. It's about a 3-hour bus ride. You'll see people lined up along the street, along the roads, sending you off, wishing you luck. It's just a really, really, really big deal. It's 365 days of practice. Every single practice is something, you got something to do with Michigan. When you're at Ohio State, I know they do the same thing over there in Michigan. It really is do or die, and it's all eyes on you. I mean, so when I played there, I had my first interception in the Big House against Michigan, and I remember something like 114,000 people in the stands, and then when we got the TV report, it was like 27 million people had watched the game. So it is a big deal, big deal.
When you're in on the field, do you have really that? Are you really conscious about all of that? That you have 27 million, well, not maybe 27 exactly, but that you have millions of people watching you.
Yeah,
are you conscious of that?
It is. I would say, like the week leading up to the game, it creeps in a little nervous. Like, man, all these people are going to be watching. Got to play in front of this crowd. But once the game gets started, really, it's just your focus on what's going on, because it's a lot going on and it happens really fast. But definitely during the week of preparation, it can creep into your mind, and you got to try and silence that and keep it from creeping in, because it can be a distraction and kind of add some unnecessary pressure that you don't want to feel. But yeah, it's that's what everyone's talking about. That's what everyone's talking about. And Ohio State, the thing about this game is Ohio State and Michigan, they are two universities with huge alumni. A ton of people have gone to those two schools. So everywhere in the United States, you get a ton of Ohio State fans, a ton of Michigan fans, because they are, like I said, two big alumni networks. So you see the clash going on everywhere.
Uh-huh. Un poco con tu experiencia, ¿no? Cuando viviste eso, ¿cómo ahora estamos metidos en el principio de semana? ¿Cómo se vive esa semana, ¿no? Esa semana de preparación para ir a jugar, en tu caso que fuiste a jugar de titular a Ann Arbor, ¿no? A hacer el viaje y todo. ¿Cómo es esa semana de preparación?
So, Bryson, you say that you are preparing all the year, the 365 days, but how's that specific week, the game week? How is the preparation different?
Yeah.
And when you know that you are going to be a starter on that game, how does it feel? Or do you know all the season that you are maybe that you are going to start, or maybe in that specific week the coaches tell you that you are going to be on the starting team?
Yeah. Well, by the time, the game being the last regular season game of the year, the lineups are pretty much set. With football, it's football is one of those sports where there's not a lot of rotations going on. It's kind of the set pieces are the set pieces. And now you get injuries and stuff like that. So overall, pretty much everybody should know what their role is going to be coming into the year. Now, Ohio State, they got some injuries and stuff with Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, which I fully expect them to be playing. But some of those young receivers, I'm sure those coaches are saying, you guys got to be ready to go if they can't be 100%. And then in terms of answering your question about the week, it's pretty wild. So quick story for you guys. There's a scout team. So when I was starting on defense, we go against the scout team offense, which would be a bunch of younger guys and, maybe some walk-ons. And their job is to show us the Michigan plays. So they're running all the Michigan plays that our coaches think we're going to see, and we're going up against it. Well, for the game week, they actually put these guys in Michigan uniforms. They tape their helmets, literally. They take duct tape, like blue duct tape and yellow duct tape. They tape their Ohio State, because I had to do this when I was a freshman. I was on a scout team. They tape your Ohio State helmet, Michigan. You wear a Michigan jersey. And I tell you what, your coaches are getting after you to make sure you're hitting those guys on scout teams. So they take it very seriously. Then they're playing whatever sound bites they got. Let's say the Michigan coach went up there in an interview in the past and said, something like, these guys are soft, Ohio State's soft or something. You'll hear that on every TV being blasted. And then when you walk down the hallway, they actually put Michigan jerseys on the floor in the hallway. So you're walking down the hallway and you're stepping on Michigan jerseys. They put Michigan pictures, bathrooms, and it's they go to extreme levels of disrespect, but that's both sides. But these are two programs that do deep down really respect each other. But there's definitely some hatred there as well. It's a real rivalry.
And when you as a Ohio player and you are dressed as a Michigan player, don't you get bullied by the rest of the team, like
100%,
laughing at you?
They're trying to take you out. I remember when I was a freshman, it was like, I hate this. I'm never doing this again.
But all the Ohio State players have go through that experience, or
Yeah. I mean, unless you get like a generational type of freshman, like Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith wasn't doing that last year, but when I was a freshman, I was doing that. So most of the guys go through it, but every now and then you get a guy like Jeremiah Smith, or like Garrett Wilson when he was there, when they're just providing so much that you don't need to put them in the Michigan uniform. Just let them be them. So
Nice.
everyone goes through it though. That's at some extent.
Me encanta mucho, o sea, todo este tipo de tradiciones, ¿no? Creo que hay sobre el partido, ¿no? Una de las tradiciones que nos contaste otra vez es lo de ir en autobús, ¿no? Que siempre viajáis en avión y ir en autobús. O sea, ¿cuántas tradiciones, o sea, cómo es esa semana, ¿no? Por ejemplo, el tema de tachar la M, ¿no? ¿Cómo se vive eso un poco también vosotros por jugadores? ¿También sois conscientes de eso? O sea, ¿también formáis parte muy arraigada de esa tradición?
So during that week, you have some kind of certain traditions, no? Like traveling by bus and putting some X's on the M letters. And do you, as a player, have something special to do? You contribute in that traditions in any way?
Yeah, I mean, definitely when I was there, I still have a tough time saying Michigan, to be honest with you, because when you're there, you can't say it. And actually, my high school color were blue and yellow. I went to the Bullitt School in Maryland. We were blue and yellow. And when I went on my visit, Urban Meyer was the coach, and my mom had on my Bullis jacket, and it was blue and yellow. And he made her take it off. He gave her Ohio State jacket, but he made her take it off. So they take that stuff serious. But in terms of tradition, you're absolutely right. The coolest thing I saw was they literally X out every single M in Ohio. Pretty much, they get red tape X on literally every single M on the smallest signs. You'll see a street sign that's in the middle of the woods, pretty much, with and then it's got an M on there. It's crossed out. It's crazy. And then yes. Driving there is definitely an interesting tradition, because when you're playing college football, you fly everywhere. Even if it's a pretty close game, you're still going to fly. But they take that bus up to Ann Arbor, and that's kind of part of the physicality throwback that they try to instill in this. It's just such a physical game. That's what really separates the game from the rest. Is it's a very physical matchup when these two play each other. But yeah, I know Steele, my buddy Steele, who I brought up, he's already all fired up. He's crossing out X's around his place and stuff or M's around his place. So the players do take the tradition very seriously.
And Bryson, it's possible for anyone from Ohio to be a Michigan fan, or it's impossible to find anyone who is a Wolverines fan?
No, you would actually be surprised. I think both states, people from both states will see this. You actually do see a lot of Michigan fans in Ohio, and you also see a lot of Ohio State fans in Michigan, which is another reason why this game's so good. Because I remember hearing stories about coaches with kids in middle school and high school, and getting in arguments with other kids from Michigan. I mean, it creates a divide in that area of the country for sure, and you're absolutely right. There are a lot of Ohio State fans in Michigan. There's a lot of Michigan fans in Ohio State. So it makes the whole thing just, when that's going on, it's just all anybody's talking about from right now to the end of the Saturday when that game hits 0 is the game. I mean, Thanksgiving, people, we love Thanksgiving over here, but they're talking about the game on Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh. Sí, no, es una. Ibas a preguntar algo, Eduardo.
Sí, no, pero dale, luego la guardo para luego.
No, sí, digo que una de las cosas que yo, he leído y tal, porque claro, al final estamos en España y las tradiciones no las tenemos arraigadas por ahí, ¿no? Y entonces hay una cosa que, Ohio State funciona de forma Yo he leído, no sé si es cierto, que cuando Ohio State gana el The Game, en la cena, no sé si es final o algo así, le regalan como un bacay dorado, ¿no? No sé si esto es cierto, si es una tradición cierta.
¿Pero se la regalan a quién?
A ellos, a los jugadores, cuando ganan The Game.
Okay. So Adri has read something like there here in Spain is not, we are not so well informed about the traditions, no, but he has read something like when the Ohio State team wants the game, if they won the game, in the last dinner or something like to celebrate that win of the season, do you receive a golden buckeye?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we get it's a golden necklace with golden pants. It's a gold. We get golden Buckeye pants and a golden necklace, and it is really nice. I got on my first year. Unfortunately, that was the only time we beat them. It's been a little bit of a stretch now, but yeah, you get the golden pants, and you're supposed to take the golden pants and give them to your mom. That's kind of the you get the golden pants, but it's like kind of the unwritten rule that you're supposed to then gift that to your mom. So that's what I did with my golden pants. I gifted it to her, and yeah, it's a pretty cool thing, man. It's pretty cool. They're nice. I'll try and find a picture. I'll have my mom take a picture of it and send it to you guys after, so you guys can really see what that looks like.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because past year when Michigan won the game, there were like 3 or 4 guys who I don't remember their names. Sorry for that, but that they finished their scholar their college career and they went to the NFL draft, and they even have won any game in that 4 years. So
Yeah.
for a player that has been in Ohio State, winning the game is kind of how you say, like a landmark, no? Like
Yeah.
a goal that you reach, and you maybe don't make it to the NFL, but you can watch back and say, at least I have won the game, no?
Exactly. I mean, that's really how you're judged at Ohio State, to be 100% honest with you. Like, you know, if Coach Day goes and wins 2 more national championships, but continues to lose to Michigan, I promise you, because you can look in history and there's been coaches that have done this. You know, there's going to be a lot of fans saying, "Well, he didn't win the big one. He didn't beat Michigan. We need a coach that's going to beat Michigan." That's just how crazy these fan bases are, and how much they value the game. I'm telling you, it's really, you won't see anything like it. I mean, maybe you guys got some teams over there that you can say that winning that game is almost more important than winning the whole league. But I think that's tough to find in any part of the world, really.
Yeah, no, nos pregunta a ver si aquí será en el fútbol de aquí, ¿no? El fútbol soccer de aquí, ¿no? A ver
Sí.
si hay alguna rivalidad así en la que prácticamente sea más importante ganar la S que ganar, por ejemplo, la Liga, pero...
No de esa forma.
No.
Madrid y Barcelona son equipos que siempre compiten, pero no de esa forma, yo creo, ¿no? Yo por mucho que tal...
Yo podría hablar de la rivalidad la que tienen los de la Real con nosotros, porque para ellos, con que nos ganen los 2 partidos ya han hecho la Liga, pero bueno, no vamos a meternos con
por
eso.
ejemplo, si vas a otro país, por ejemplo, en Grecia, Olympiacos y Panathinaikos, no, son dos equipos que sí que se odian mucho.
We don't know, Bryson, if you know the soccer in Europe is kind of the biggest sport, no? And maybe in Spain with Barça Madrid, the Clásico, I think that you will hear about the Clásico. It's
For
the
sure.
biggest match in the Spanish La Liga, but it's more important to win La Liga. It's important to win the Clásico, no? But it's more important to win the title than winning that game. But in Greece, there is 2 big teams like Olympiacos and Panathinaikos that they really hate each other, and if they don't mind losing the category football, but
Right.
if they win to the other team.
Yeah, it's insane when you get a matchup like that. You just don't see it a whole lot.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Voy a preguntarle lo que le iba a preguntar antes, Adri, si no te importa.
Sí,
le voy a preguntar
dale.
sobre el ambiente en la cancha. When you're on the big house or on your field on the game, when we are watching the broadcast from home, we hear a lot the music band, and it's very big noisy. When you are playing the game, do you really listen to all of that, or you are so focused and maybe you end the game and say, I didn't even listen to the band? Or
No, it's actually funny you bring that up, because when we were playing there in 2021, we were playing in the big house. They kept playing this song, is, like, it's called Pump It Up, I'm pretty sure, and it's like, pump it up, you gotta pump it up, whatever.
Yes.
They keep playing it over and over and over again. It's like when they get a big play and then get a touchdown and get a big play. And we were all really a couple months after the game, kind of settling it in. And we had the music playing. We're all at the house. It was like me, Cade, Stover, who's with the Texans now, Tommy Eichenberg is with the Las Vegas Raiders, Steele, and then a couple other guys. We're all sitting at the house, and we got the radio on, and next thing you know, that song popped up. Well, we all were like, turn that shit off, turn that song off, get that app, turn it off. We can't listen to that. So that song, and I still hear it, sometimes when I go out with my friends that in the city and stuff, if I hear it, I'm like, dang, I'm reminded of that, of us losing, because that song, they played it over and over and over again. So you definitely hear that. And then the bands, you get used to the band. It doesn't really stick with you too much, but that song will stick with me for the wrong reasons forever. But it is funny. That's a good question. Good question.
And it's not it's well thought that thing, like, we're gonna play this song to get into their
they do it
minds.
on purpose. Exactly, they did it. I mean, it's creative. They find all those little tactics they can try and throw these guys off. It's crazy.
And when you're on the field, can you hear to the crowd, like someone yelling at you, or so trying to pull you? Or
It's the thing is with these two stadiums is they're so big and there's so many people that it all kind of gets blended together. It's tough for like one voice to stand out, because they're just. But with Michigan, when you come out of the tunnel, it's so like the tunnel is so narrow, and the crowd's right on you, so you definitely hear it from their crowd when you're coming out of the tunnel. And Michigan fans, man, you guys say some pretty messed up stuff, man. Your fan base says some pretty messed up stuff, but it's all part of it. It's all part of it.
I imagine that when you play in Ohio, it's the same for them.
It's the same. It's the same.
Vamos a meternos en el The Game, ¿no? En 2025. Del año pasado, Michigan ganó en Columbus y bueno, creo que es importante recordar que intentaron plantar la bandera. Bueno, aquello fue una película de acción, el gas pimienta, que hubo casi una trifulca y tal. ¿Cómo se recordará cuando este año empiecen a preparar o sea, cuando ahora esta semana y tal, Ohio State va a querer ir a ganar a Michigan después de 2019, que no ganan? ¿Cómo está en los pensamientos esa escena final para este partido como motivación, ¿no? ¿Cómo se utiliza eso?
So, talking about this year's the game, we want to take back the past year's game in 2024, when the Michigan won and they put the flag. They tried to put the flag on the field, and there was kind of a fight with pepper spray and something like that. And how is the preparation? Do you think is going to be this year? Like, Ohio will want to win that game, and how they are like trying to prepare all of the celebrations after. How long is going to, or how big is going to be that Ohio State flag that they will try to put on in the middle of the field?
No, 100%. I know they've been talking a lot about that probably, but I do know, kind of being around Coach Day and kind of how he runs his ship. He likes it very, professional, very, classy, I guess you can say. And if Ohio State wins, I don't think you're going to see them planting the flag just because I know Coach Day. Now he's using that as motivation for sure.
Yeah.
They just came in our place. They planted the flag. He's using that as motivation, but he's saying when we go whoop their ass this year, I don't want to see nobody planting the flag, because I just kind of know how he is. But absolutely, it's especially for young guys going into this game, young guys who are playing, starting for the, maybe it's their first season starting, first time experiencing playing in this game. They do, make sure to kind of pull you to the side and say, listen, you got to block out kind of all the noise, and you're going to be very emotional. You're going to be very amped up, very excited. You got to calm down and just do your job. Because sometimes you'll see guys, and they would say this all the time, because sometimes you see guys get so excited and they want to make a play, because for this, they say this is how legends are born. This is what they say at Ohio State. This is where legends are born. This is where legends are made. So if you go make a big time play in the Michigan game, everybody knows who you are. So with that comes guys who are getting into it for the first time. They'll try and go out of position, get a little risky to make a play, because they know that's where the legends are made. But then, sometimes they're out of position, they get beat. So it's just making sure you calm these guys down, keep them kind of composed, and just telling them, reinforcing them to just go out there, do your job, and the rest will take care of itself. And I think that's going to be the biggest key this year's game, is because it does feel like those tensions just getting higher and higher between the two schools every single year. I mean, it just seems like it keeps the pressure and the tension just keeps rising. So I think whatever team can control that, use it as motivation, but also keep it under wraps, is going to be the team that comes out this year.
Tenemos, metiéndose el partido este año. Yo sé que tú ves mucho fútbol universitario y estás muy al día. Ohio State es el mejor equipo de la nación, número 1. Julian Sayin está jugando muy bien, Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, el juego de carrera, la defensa. ¿Cómo podemos, es muy, muy favorito, pero Michigan tiene argumentos, ¿no? Bryce Underwood, es verdad que no sabemos si va a jugar Justice Haynes o Marshall. ¿Cómo ves el partido? ¿Crees que va a ser un partido muy cerrado, o crees que esta vez sí que los Buckeyes son muy, muy, muy favoritos?
So, Bryson, we know that you are you see a lot of football, a lot of college football, and this year Ohio is the number 1 ranked team. You're playing really good on the running game, on defense, but maybe Michigan has something to say, no? Like with Bryce Underwood, and we don't know if ¿cómo era que se me ha ido el
Justice Haynes o Jordan Marshall, no sabemos si van a jugar.
We don't know which one is going to play, but do you think that the game is going to be close in the scoring, or do you think that the Buckeyes are going to make a big difference in this game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. Just kind of knowing, growing up, I've seen, Michigan when they were, and vice versa. I've seen when one team's like 3 wins, 9 losses, and the other one's 10-0, 11-0, and they lose, or it's really close. It's just one of those kind of matchups, as you guys know, that just kind of always seems to be close no matter what. So, and I think when you look at Michigan, especially the last couple of weeks. Now, I know that it was close with Northwestern, but I really do like how they're playing, and think they're really hitting their stride at a good time. And it's going to be a tough test. That running game is pretty challenging, and Underwood has just been getting better and better and better. So it's definitely, they're going to have to be on their A game big time, because even last year, I'm pretty sure Ohio State was kind of big favorites, and it was at home, and Michigan wasn't having the best year, and Michigan still, found a way to win that. So you can't discredit either team, whatever their records are. The records and the past and however the season's going definitely gets thrown out of the window when these two meet on the field. So I do expect it to be very close, very close. Now, if it is a big blowout or something like that, then I would say Ohio State would be the team that blows them out. But I think it's going to be close.
Sí, no, a ver, mi favorito es Ohio State este año, pero creo que va a ser muy cerrado. Y un poco viendo globalmente, ¿no?, la temporada, ¿cómo es, ahora mismo, cómo ves tú ahora mismo lo que es el cuadro de playoff, ¿no? Ohio State es el 1, si Michigan pudiera ganar, no sé si tendría alguna posibilidad de meterse. ¿Cómo se está viviendo un poco allí el cuadro de playoff y cómo está esa locura, ¿no?, del playoff de 12 para esta última semana?
So, talking about the playoff teams, do you think that if Michigan wins, they can make up to the 12, the final 12, or how you are watching this season in college football?
Yeah, I mean that's going to be tough because if you beat Ohio State right now, I think that's probably the best win a team could have. And then it's a tough. They lost to USC, and I'm blanking on the other one for some reason, but it's going to be hard. I think they should be in. If they beat Ohio State and they're sitting at 2 losses, I do really think they should get in. But it's going to be tough. This is a big weekend, as you guys know. A lot of make or break games for a lot of teams, and then you get the championship games. I think if they win, they'll be fine. I think they're going to get in if they win, but it's going to be close. It's going to be close. I want to see it happen if they do pull it out.
Because we've been talking about the all year waiting for the game, and the time is something like something kind of tricky sometimes, no? Like when you are each closer to the game, it's like the time goes slower, no? So
oh yeah, it's the longest week ever. It's like just get here already, just get here.
And talking about these 12 playoff teams, which other teams do you think that is going to be the ones who are going to fight for the national championship this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think Georgia's playing really, really well. Texas A&M, I mean, that was you kind of don't know what you're going to get. I mean, they're having a great year, but that was a close game against South Carolina. I'll be intrigued to see how they do against Texas. And then kind of, I know this team's been getting. There's a lot of controversy on this team, and maybe I'm interested to see what you guys think. But I like how Notre Dame's playing right now. I think they're a very good team. I think Jeremiah Love is as good as it gets. Should be right up there for the Heisman, and the defense has been getting better and better. And I would not want to play Notre Dame right now. And then some of those Big 12 teams, Texas Tech, they could get you. Everyone in there is going to be good. It's going to be a tough playoff this year for sure. Really, really tough playoff.
And Indiana?
Indiana, oh yeah, Indiana can do it. Signetti, I love him. I don't know. Do you guys like Coach Signetti? I really, really like Coach Signetti, and I like what Mendoza's doing in that front seven with Aiden Fisher. They're definitely another team that's right there. I can't wait to see if it is them in Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. We're going to learn a lot about one of those two teams.
Sí, va a ser muy interesante ver esa final. Ojalá que entre ellos dos, porque bueno, y también ahí el cuadro playoff va a quedar un poco definido, ¿no? Después de esa final. Sí. Y bueno, hablaste ahora un poco de lo que es el Heisman, ¿no? Aquí en España, la verdad es que nos está gustando mucho Fernando Mendoza. ¿Quién crees que va a ganar el Heisman o quién crees que está en la conversación aún para ganarlo?
And talking about the Heisman Trophy, here we see Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback of Indiana, as the main topic, not to win that Heisman. But do you think there are any other players that can get into the conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I think Julian Sainz sitting right there. I mean, you don't see that 80% passer completion. I think he's got the highest one ever if he finishes out. And that is, I know you heard a lot about. He's got Cardinal Tate and Jeremiah Smith to throw the ball to, but then you go see, he was just like 11 of 14 the other day without them. So he's proven that he can do it on his own, and he makes big time throws. He's definitely the one making the plays. So I think if he goes out there and has a really good game, in the game, then that could put him up there. And then Jeremiah Love is the other guy. I think it's kind of a 3-man race. I know a lot of people are talking about Pavia, but I think he struggled a little bit against Alabama and Missouri. So I think you got to have kind of a moment. And when you look at Jeremiah Love, the thing that stands out to me about him is he does all the flashy stuff. You need some of that flash to win that Heisman. He's hitting spin moves. He's got 8 carries for like 170 yards this past weekend. And then Mendoza, I mean, that game against Oregon was phenomenal. And then that last drive against Penn State, that was a very, very impressive drive. I mean, especially he was getting a lot of pressure. You won't see too many quarterbacks able to stand in there and kind of make those type of throws. And in that type of situation. So I know some people have been saying it's a down race, but I think it's a really good one. I think it's really close, and it's better when you don't know who's going to really win it in terms of one guy just way ahead of the pack. So it's a fun race in my opinion. And these last 2 weeks, last week and a half, whatever it is really going to decide it. I still think I know Mendoza is kind of the favorite right now, but I still think it's wide open.
Sí, está muy abierto. Y bueno, un poco también hablando, yo sé que también sigues un poco términos NFL y tal. ¿Qué te está pareciendo la temporada, la locura que estamos viviendo, ¿no? Un poco ese contraste de un día un equipo parece bueno, al día siguiente los Eagles ayer en Dallas. Bueno, un poco la locura que hay ahora mismo montada en NFL.
So, Bryson, if you are okay with that, we want to talk with you about the NFL, because we know that you follow the NFL. And what's your thoughts about this season? It's like there is it's not a big team or like a dominant team, except from maybe Patriots, that it's kind of surprising, that the record is 10 wins and 2 losses, and maybe the Rams in the National Conference. So how are you seeing this season? It's kind of intriguing, no?
Yeah, it's a wild year, and you're seeing some teams who started off really hot kind of dropping off, and then you see some teams who started off terribly who are really starting to hit their gear and pick it up. But I'm from Maryland, so I'm a big Ravens fan. We talked about that the last time I was here. So I think the Ravens are going to win their division and be right in there. And with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, who knows what happens if they get in there. And then being out in LA, been following the Rams and the 49ers and the Chargers. And to me, I think the Rams are probably the best team I've seen so far this year. And with Matthew Stafford, I mean, he's not turning the ball over. Nakua, and the way that defense is playing, it just really seems like the Rams are really, really hitting stride right now. So I would favor the Rams at this point if I had to pick one team. And then the Patriots, they look like they're a complete team too. And then one of my former teammates, that's I know you guys know, Travion Henderson, he is really going. So when they can stop in the run on defense and then getting that run game going, I wouldn't want to play them either. But I do like the Broncos. If that Broncos offense stays consistent and comes to life, I think they can do something in there, because I do like that defense. There's a lot of good teams, a lot of fun teams. And I'm always, like I say, kind of for the Heisman, I say for the total play as well. I think it's always better when there's not a dominant team out there.
Yeah, like as you mentioned, Matthew Stafford is playing like he's unstoppable, and the team is well coached. I don't know if you watch this video, is going viral. Like is Matthew Sean McVay is talking to him.
Oh yeah, I just see
that. Stop, please stop, and he keeps going. It has to be kind of hard to be trained, but because McVay is kind of a psycho. I mean, he's really smart and he has a big memory, because I've seen another video when they talk like, do you remember that? Yeah, and he exactly remembers how was the play, who made the play, it's kind of crazy, no, to be trained by a coach like that.
Yeah, and then one of my strength coaches, he was at USC. His name's Coach Drew Smith. He's now one of the strength coaches with the Rams, and he says that the way McVay runs stuff and how they're just the culture over there is exactly where you would want any team you're part of to be. So I think they're in a really, really good spot. That's a good that's a fun division to watch. And then with the Seahawks and because the Seahawks at one point in time, really up to 2 weeks ago, I thought maybe they were the best team. But Darnold, if he didn't turn the ball over 4 times, they made it won that game against the Rams. But Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's going crazy. You haven't seen too many years like that. I don't think ever. So I think he's in the MVP race. The MVP race is another one that's kind of don't know who's going to win that.
But maybe the offensive player of the year, because the MVP is like for only quarterbacks. So
yeah, exactly. So now you bring up a good point. The offensive player of the year, that would be nice. He deserves something. He deserves something.
Yeah, and it's funny what you mentioned because Sam Darnold throw 4 interceptions and they still have options to win that game
Exactly.
against
Exactly.
Rams.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we have to ask you about the best team in the NFL.
Green Bay
They-
Packers. So,
how are you watching our team?
yeah, so the Green Bay Packers, their defensive coordinator is Jeff Hafley. Well,
Yeah.
Jeff Hafley was my defensive coordinator at Ohio State my freshman
Wow.
year. So I played under Coach Hafley. Great guy. He's like the ultimate players coach. He's not one of those guys. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't yell. He just explains. He coaches. He teaches. He's exactly what you want. And I know he's happy. He's got Parsons over there. But yeah, hopefully they can just stay healthy and Love can kind of stay consistent. I've heard mixed things about LaFleur from a lot of people, especially players. I don't know. I've heard players that really like him, and I've heard players that say he's kind of a weirdo. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Obviously, I'm not around there, but they have all the pieces. It seemed like to be really good.
We fear that they're gonna take Jeff Havley from us, and they gonna offer some head coach position for him because the upgrade that this defense, not only with Micah.
Yeah.
Micah is a really great upgrade, no? But from last year, the upgrade that this defense have made with Jeff is obvious.
Yeah, I mean he is a really really good coach. You're definitely right. He's going to be a head coach somewhere. He was a head coach in college too. Went to Boston College for a little bit to be the head coach and bounced up. I know he loves the NFL. I know that's where he wants to be. Is the NFL. That's why he left being a head coach to go be defensive coordinator for the Packers, and you're seeing it pay off. So hopefully they can keep him around. And you never know if he likes the situation he's in, he might stay. Some guys just prefer whatever situation that's working well for them. So the Packers, you can't count them out either. That's a fun division too. That's a
Yeah. It's
yeah.
really,
I play with Caleb, and I think him and Ben Johnson are really starting to gel. So that's kind of scary for Packers fans, I would imagine. But I know there's not a whole lot of respect from the Packers fan base for the Bears. You guys feel like you own them, and rightfully so. But we'll see how it goes. Then you got the Lions. I mean, shoot, that's a tough. It's always. See, I'm an AFC North guy with the Ravens and the Steelers and the Bengals and that. But that was the next division I really loved watching and felt like those kind of matchups were rivaling like Steelers and the Ravens matchups. I thought like Green Bay with Chicago, and then the Lions and the Packers. Those matchups are really really fun to watch. Bart, are you a big Nine fan?
Sorry?
JJ McCarthy?
No, I know that he was mad. I've seen a stat right now, like 10 minutes before doing this interview, and they say if he spiked the ball in all the snaps, he will get a best grading that he really had in the game.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's crazy, eh?
It is crazy. That is that definitely never happened. I can't imagine that happening, but that's tough. But good for Green Bay. Good for Green Bay.
Okay, I have like mixed feelings with JJ now because it's kind of I don't like to see people like suffer like that because he's not playing good and it's not nice to watch that. But he's not on my team anymore, so.
Yeah, no, I feel you. No, I definitely know what you're saying. Some of those people can get a little harsh and definitely feel somewhat bad for these guys. But they know that's part of the game, so they know that's part of it.
Sí, bueno, y only 6 games, ¿no? O sea, solo 6 partidos. JJ McCarthy ya lo quieren matar.
Yeah, he has only played 6 games and they are trying to kill them, no? Like figuratively, like.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point too. Let the kid develop and see what he's got a little bit.
Yeah.
Bueno, quería preguntar una última cosa para que no alargarnos mucho, un último take. que es el Thanksgiving, ¿no? Acción de Gracias, esta semana, el jueves. ¿Cómo es? Aquí en España no existe, no es una tradición que no existe, pero a nosotros nos encanta cuando llega esta semana para poder ver los partidos el jueves y disfrutarlos. ¿Cómo vivís vosotros esta tradición y cómo importante es para vosotros y cómo está ligada al fútbol americano?
So to wrap this interview, Bryson, this in Thursday it's the Thanksgiving Day, and it's not a tradition that is in Spain, but we love that tradition because we can watch football, no? And how are you preparing this tradition? Are you spending with your family? How is for an American, a North American person that day?
Yeah, well, for Americans, Thanksgiving, it's my favorite holiday. I can tell you that. For a football fan living in America, Thanksgiving is as good as it gets. But yeah, my family gets together, get a big old turkey, deep fry the turkey, get some mashed potatoes, pumpkin pie, the big spread, put it all on the table, and the whole time we got multiple TVs going inside, outside, and it's all football, big family, and talking trash because my family's got a bunch of people from all over, so you get all types of teams. And the Ravens, I think the Ravens play. I haven't looked at the exact schedule, but I do think the Ravens play this Thanksgiving. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I will tell you.
Contra,
in
contra los
prime time,
Bengals.
Yeah,
Sí.
we play the first game against the Lions.
Yeah.
There is, and after that is Cowboys Chiefs, and then you play against the Bengals. And they are saying that maybe Joe Burrow is coming back, no, from the injury.
Yeah,
no?
I saw that Joe Burrow is probably going to be playing in that game. So we'll see what happens there. But that Chiefs and the Cowboys, that's a good matchup too.
Yeah.
Especially they're both fighting for a playoff spot. Kansas City got lucky getting that win this past weekend against the Colts.
Yeah, and Patriots too yesterday against the Bengals.
Yep, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So that's a good Thanksgiving day right there. That's a good slate.
Sí, no, va a ser genial. Como fue genial tenerte por aquí, Bryson. No queremos tampoco alargarnos mucho más. Darte las gracias. Creo que nos ha quedado un poco más cerca, nos acercamos un poco más a The Game, a lo que es un poco también la cultura americana. Así que nada, tío, muchas gracias y ojalá nos veamos más adelante en otra charla de estas.
So, Bryson, thank you for being with us and giving us all that information about the game. It's really nice to have you with us. And we hopefully keep going with these interviews in the future. And we want to say thank you, as I said, and have a nice Thanksgiving, how you say, holidays with your family. Yes. Say hi to all of them from this couple of crazy guys from Spain. And thank you, Bryson.
No, yeah, thank you. Thank you guys so much. For real, I really appreciate you reaching out and having me on, and I really like coming on here. I liked it the first time, and I like it just as much again. So whenever we can make it happen, I'm always down. Always down.
Nice.
Pues nada, pues muchas gracias y muchas gracias a la gente que nos ha visto desde casa. Ya sabéis, suscribiros. Seguid también a Bryson Shaw en su canal, con Steve Chambers, con todo lo que hace, todo en TikTok, en YouTube. Y nada, como digo, gracias Bartu también. Y nada, nos vemos pronto con algún otro contenido. Chao, chao, chao.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.